Greetings, family, and welcome to another edition of Black Talk Radio, where black media matters and black life certainly matters. Today is Saturday, July 7th, 2018. Well, family, by now I'm sure you've seen the video of the Lancaster police who shot a man sitting on the curb following directions of the police, but yet he was shot in the back. Right now, there is a police taser uproar. The 27-year-old Lancaster, Pennsylvania man shot in the back with a taser as he sat on the curb said the incident wasn't racially motivated. It was incompetence. Well, before I go on, let me just state for the record that when people come out and say things like that, they really diminish the whole argument that people have been concerned about and complaining about and talking about to great lengths, and that is police brutality or the overuse of police powers. And this is another example of that. But yet, the victim turns around and says, no, it wasn't about race, this was about incompetence. Well, all of the cases are about incompetence also, but this is surely about race, but this particular victim is oblivious to that fact. But I'm going to continue because we're not going to let people come in to this environment of what especially black men and black women are dealing with on a daily basis. We're not going to let people come in who even kind of look like us, because I'm going to show you a picture of the victim shortly. But while I continue on this discussion, I'm going to roll this clip so you can see pretty much what I'm talking about. There's not going to be any audio, but you will see the video. And I will continue talking about what happened and why I'm doing this video. So, the victim says, quote, "I don't believe it was driven by race. It was driven by the fact of the matter that the police were not doing their job right," Sean Williams told Good Morning America. Quote, "At the end of the day, I followed every directive that was given to me, and I feel as though no matter what race you are, what color you are, what background you are, that should not be done to you as a man or as a woman or whoever you are." And see, now, I'm going to stop right there for a second because this gentleman, Sean Williams, made some very good points. You're right. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter what color you are, and it shouldn't matter what background you are. But those are the facts of the matter, that they do matter, especially in this environment we live in today. It does matter. Race does matter. But yet he's sitting here trying to white-explain for police brutality and the overuse of police powers. This is what black men and black women deal with constantly, the overuse of police powers. It is excessive. Another point I want to bring up is the fact that he was complying, and everyone saw that. Everyone saw on the video where this man was complying with the directives of what the police was asking of him. But I'm going to continue because there's more to this story that you need to know. So, unfortunately, my browser interrupted my video shoot and went to another page, so my apology. But anyways, this guy continues on by saying, quote, "Nobody should be tasered in the back in a situation where they're not doing nothing wrong. If they're following every directive that's being given to them, there's no reason that somebody should get stunned in the back to the point where they could be traumatized for the rest of their life," unquote. Dozens of protesters gathered at the old courthouse on Friday evening, a day after the video of Williams' encounter was posted on social media. Williams declined to speak to the media at that time. So now let's listen to the police explaining or trying to explain their side of the story, which, you know, it's always lies. The police unfortunately like to lie about why they carry out bad behavior. This is something that black people have been encountering back since slavery. Back since slavery, black people in America have been encountering the police lying in most all situations in regards to black people. And unfortunately, our white brothers, our Mexican brothers, our Asian brothers, and everybody else believes what the police say simply because they have a badge. It's so foul on so many levels. Now, what's a really trip, before I continue with this video or with this commentary here, what's really a trip is how the police will make one suggestion as to the events, how they unfolded, but the video shows an entirely different matter. What's a trip in this story, they say, or they claim that, well, he wasn't following directives before the video started rolling. But what's a trip is we don't even need to see that, do we? Because if he is complying when the video is showing and doing nothing wrong, there is no explaining that away besides not only incompetence but bad behavior that should be reprimanded. He should be fired. This police officer definitely should be fired. But let's continue. It says that according to the police report, police pursued Williams after a 911 call received on Thursday morning. Here we go again. A 911 call Thursday morning that said a man, quote, with a bat, unquote, went after a group of 3 people. The group that apparently told Williams to go away told police he, quote, had been exhibiting increasing erratic behavior over the previous few days. So now we're talking about a different situation here. So you hear how the story is changing. Now we're hearing from the group of people that, oh, he had been exhibiting erratic behavior over the past few days. So we're not even talking about today right now. They're talking about something that happened a few days ago, telling the police, justifying why it's okay that this man is now traumatized, why he's been terrorized by their phone call. Now they're justifying it about some incident that happened a few days ago. Okay, but let's continue. And wanted to fight them earlier. That's what they claim. But they didn't say that Williams had a bat. As a matter of fact, no bat was found at the scene. Lancaster police officer Shannon Mazzanti, according to the police report, arrived at the scene and saw 3 individuals, quote, telling a male to get away from them. Okay, so if that was the case, if he was being told to get away from them, what? Is that some type of privilege? What? He can't be in the vicinity of you. It's like, what kind of bullshit is this? Lancaster police officer Philip Burnoff, according to the police report, only used his taser after Williams, quote, failed to follow instructions. But again, we see that he's following this man's instructions. Even the guy recording the video is saying, hey, why are you tasing him? He's following all your directions. But let's continue. Lancaster Mayor Deneen Soros said in an investigation into the incident is underway and said in a video posted to her Facebook page, quote, like you, when I saw the video, I was upset by it, and it is of great concern to me, unquote. And back to Williams, the victim, he says, quote, when the officer told me to sit on the curb, I was being compliant to everything they said, Williams said. Quote, there were numerous officers asking me different directions, giving me different directives. One was telling me to sit, one was telling me to spread my legs, one was telling me to cross my legs. I was just trying to be compliant with everything the officers were saying, unquote. Now, family, did you just hear that? Basically, the police officers who arrived on the scene, they're all screaming directions at him, and he's confused. He doesn't know which one to follow. Then they use that as an excuse to tase him. The police officers involved should be fired. I'm so these type of incidents, though, is an indictment on white America. It really is. This is why the white people that come to me and say dumb shit to me, real dumb stuff, like why do you hate white people and stupid shit like that, especially when we don't even say those things, but they say dumb stuff like that because they're insecure. It's an inferiority complex. But nonetheless, they come and ask us dumb shit like that when we have to endure stupid behavior like police brutality. Things that protect their racist system. And then they turn around and wonder, how is the system so racist? Well, because you have a police force that upholds your crap. It upholds and maintains your crap. And we have to deal with it. And we have to deal with things like this. And it's not even, this is savage behavior from police or people who wear badges. And you're supposed to be better than the rest of the people. And you're not. You're not showing it at all. So this guy, victim here, Sean Williams. Let me show you a picture of him, by the way. This is Sean Williams. Again, why he comes out to give the police an excuse, saying that it's not about race. This is definitely about race. It's always been about race. And black people in particular, black Americans, wish people like you, whether you're mixed or some other culture, we wish you would just sit down and shut up. You don't realize what you're saying. You think and you're just explaining away bad behavior from racist cops. That's what you've done. You're explaining away bad behavior of racist cops. Yes, there are good cops that you can make those type of statements about, but you have given an out to bad behavior of racist cops. And so, Sean Williams, the police are claiming that you were not compliant. That's why he claims that he shot you minutes later, even though the video that we see shows that you were very compliant. They say before the video started rolling, you were not compliant at all. And then you're going to turn around and say that it wasn't about race. It was about incompetence. You know what? The police have had all the training in the world to make it right. And even in 2018, in the 21st century, way after they've changed their names from slave patrols, way after that fact, they're still doing the same type of bad, foul, inhumane, racist behavior towards men who happen to be black men, especially, but other men of color as well. So with that, Sean, I just heard the video footage of 3 different officers giving you 3 different directions. And so I can understand why you were confused. But we all saw this police officer pull the trigger of the stun gun when it wasn't necessary, when you were sitting on the curb, complying, trying to not be confused by 3 different directions from 3 different officers. The police certainly need to be trained all the time consistently, just like on other jobs. They train you around the clock. You don't just get trained one time in a police academy and then you're let loose. Because these so-called police officers nowadays, they are not trained properly. We know that. But we're tired of hearing about they need more training. No, they need to be more human. Human-like. Anyways, this is Guru at Black Talk Radio, where black media matters and black life definitely matters. No more explaining away white global tyranny. Peace out.